well, I got to shout out DoseOfDion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, you know, guys don't know DoseOfDion. He put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are once again going to be discussing our Detroit Lions. And in today's video, we're hopping into that defensive side of the ball against the New Orleans Saints. Now, there's definitely multiple videos we can do of this, and we probably will, because there's a lot of things to discuss. Because let's just say the Lions defense, it wasn't that good. The Lions at one point gave up 5 straight touchdown drives. That is a big problem if you were going to win games in the NFL. So we have things to talk about, and we also got some quotes from some Lions players today that we're also going to be discussing. But before we get into any of that, as you guys can see from the board, what is your favorite drink? That is the question of the video. So put that down in the comment section below. I either got to go with that sparkling water, man, because you know that, woo, that stuff is just, that's it, man. Or, you know, you give me some good chocolate milk, gosh. So, you know, those are probably my 2 favorite. Now let's get into today's video. Let's hop into this defense. Okay, so we got to hear from Harmon and Trey Flowers. We're going to discuss what they said and then kind of show what they're saying on the field as well. And I did dive into this game. I took a look at when the Lions were able to get stops and a couple of the drives that they couldn't get stops. And I think there's a lot of things that continue to come up, and we're going to point those out in today's video as we go through this film. But there's definitely a mix. There's no doubt between the players and the coaches. The responsibility falls on both. It will always fall on both when you lose games. It falls on everybody. But I also think there's schematically things they should do better, and maybe the ways they teach things. So we'll touch on that. And there's also a lot of players not executing in certain positions, like our man Harmon says here, because Harmon says this: we got to be honest with ourselves. He said this today. We are not playing the way we need to play. It's not on the coaches. We are paid millions of dollars to play football at a high level. And if you are not playing at a high level, you are not doing your job. That's what you want out of your veteran players: accountability, responsibility, whatever it may be. But I also do agree with Harmon. Like I said, I think there's definitely things that coaches need to do better, and we'll touch on some of that in today's video. Maybe not all of it, because there's more that we have to go through. But we'll touch on that here. But also what he is saying is making a lot of sense. And I completely agree to a degree of what he's saying here, because if you watch the Cardinals game, I think it's a perfect example. Lions come up with 3 interceptions. They hold them to 23 points. Kyler Murray doesn't run all over. It's like, man, they know what they're doing defensively, right? The scheme is great. Then all of a sudden you watch last week and you're like, oh, okay, what are our coaches doing? Like, what are we throwing out there? And like I said, it definitely is a mix. But the difference is in that game, they took advantage of opportunities. They came up with interceptions. They made plays. They stuffed the run. Players were shedding blocks. And we may even go back and look back at that Cardinals game a little bit as well. So what Harmon is saying here is exactly true. They are paid millions, and they need to go out and make plays. We get that. There are things that coaching needs to be better as well. We'll touch on those a little bit, both in today's video. Probably not all, because we didn't get to all of it, but we'll touch on some of that in today's video. Also, we have this other quote from Trey Flowers that we heard today, and Trey Flowers says this. Trey Flowers says one big reason the Lions haven't had enough pass rush this season, they can't get offenses into pass rush situations, as in the defense is giving up too many yards on the ground and landing in 3rd and short too often. Hard to argue. Guys, I've said this since my game plan, that the Lions on 1st down, those were the biggest downs heading into that game. And the Lions could not get stops on 1st downs when we were giving up points. In that 5 touchdown span, in the 2nd quarter alone, where Lions gave up 3 touchdowns to New Orleans, the Lions gave up 7.5 yards per play by averages on 1st down. When in the 4th quarter they got stops, they gave up on average 1 yard per play. It's the early downs. You can't get to, and we'll even show an example into this video. But you have to get teams in further than 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, or it's going to be very tough to get sacks and get pressure. So we'll touch on that when we get into it. Of course, they do need to get pressure, and the Lions, you know, they got to get there better. Things like that in earlier downs, that definitely helps. But if you can't stop the run like we really couldn't versus New Orleans, that's a big problem. First thing that you're going to see, which I'm going to show off, is the first drive. Okay, the first time, not their first drive in general, but it's their first scoring drive. However, I do want to throw in this clip first. This is the first play for the New Orleans Saints on offense, and the reason I'm throwing this in is because of exactly what Harmon said. Just watch this play. Let's just watch it happen, all right? Tipped up in the air, interception by Darryl Roberts, and that's how our defense starts the game. You see everybody's excited. Okay, you know, Harmon back there excited. Desmond Trufant's living life. Great play. That's how you start it off, right? Gives their offensive ball back. We go score a touchdown. You're up 14-0 early. What did Harmon say? Players have to make plays. That is a player making a play, all right? This isn't scheme. This isn't scheme. That's not what this is. This is Danny Shelton getting his hand up on the ball, tipping the pass in the air. And Danny Shelton's been very good. We're going to touch on this. Shelton's been maybe our best defensive player. I mean, it's arguable up to this point. He's been very consistent, makes a lot of big plays. He tips it in the air, and Darryl Roberts is right there. He comes up with it. If Darryl Roberts drops that, if he doesn't come back for the pick, then it's a different situation. Maybe they score a touchdown on that drive, right? So, great start defensively. I wanted to throw that in because of what Harmon had to say. Now, we're going to run through this first scoring drive for the New Orleans Saints, and we're going to take a look at what the Lions did well and what they didn't do well. We're also going to be putting a big focus on what I think the Lions' biggest problem is defensively and where they are struggling to stop teams. And we're going to break down the one time the Lions did it well and the other times they struggled, and I think that goes to coaching a little bit. So this is the first drive for the New Orleans Saints. Let me make sure I have my right page put up here. Okay, this is the first drive for New Orleans Saints. They're going to hit you with a play action. They're going to complete a pass here. Lions dropping into a zone. So what you're seeing here, we're going to let it run through first. You can see completed over the middle. Tracy Walker almost got to that, knocked it away. But one thing that I look for here is you look for responsibilities, right? So you know Tracy Walker's dropping into coverage. You see Tracy Walker drop right away. Now he's got to watch for this underneath, and he's got to watch for everything, behind him. Obviously, he's kind of the in-between because you're playing zone, and then Desmond Trufant's back. We saw this against Arizona as well. But also, I take a look here at Christian Jones, who on the play action got completely sucked into the run play. You can see he's stuck down here. So he's basically taken out of the play. So this leaves this whole open area in the middle for him to attack because Christian Jones got completely sucked into the good play action. You see Romeo's coming, it really doesn't matter. Tracy Walker is literally just a split second late. I mean, if he's there maybe a half a second earlier, he probably hits him and knocks that away. It's completed. So look, tough, but it happens, okay? Things like that are going to happen. That was, this is, again, their first scoring drive. So let's go through this. And then here you're going to see a hand off in the middle. This is Danny Shelton just being great. This is what we need out of Danny Shelton. And honestly, this dude's been a beast when I went back and watched it. Shelton's doing the thing. He's getting double team block right here. Watch him shed this when the other offensive lineman leaves. He can shed the block, get off, and make this tackle. Still a 3-yard gain, I believe, but a great job by Danny Shelton to limit that play. And that's what you need. That's what you need on early downs. 3 yards is okay. 7 is not. And that's what you need your players to do. Then they hit us with a little bit of an end around here. And again, the Lions, they give up some yards here, but it's still a third down situation. There's a couple of problems with this one. But I do kind of like what the Lions are doing here. You have Nick Williams chasing. All right, you have a little bit of contain here. Taysom Hill setting some good blocks on Romeo. Romeo probably just run him over, dude. I mean, run that dude over. But then you're going to see Desmond Trufant does a great job of not allowing him to go outside. He sets the edge, contains. So he forces him back inside. One problem, Desmond Trufant doesn't make the tackle. Just pretty much just bobs him off. That's a little receiver. Just walks him off. And then Romeo's able to grab him and pull him back. So it does bring up a 3rd and short, but still maybe Desmond makes a tackle. It's a little bit 3rd and a little bit longer. So you want to make your first tackles. I don't know if Desmond was still hurt in this game or what. He came out at the end. He just didn't play very well. I mean, Desmond just had a very bad game. So we'll go through that. Here we go. It's only a 3rd and 1. So honestly, it's very tough to stop. It wasn't bad. He got out-muscled a little bit there, just turned around, got the first. It's not too bad at this point. Like you've had opportunities to get off the field. Okay, so we just need to get a stop. We got to keep it going. We got to get a stop here. This play, excellent coverage downfield everywhere as well. Man-to-man coverage. You can see actually, I didn't notice this the first time I watched it, but now I'm seeing it again. I'm noticing it here. You can see Desmond Trufant is covering in the inside here. He takes a slot receiver. Interesting. But what I like about this play, what I initially saw was Jamie Collins. They pass off the crossing route. Collins sticks with it. They take it away. Amani here, good coverage. It's passed out of bounds. Pretty much just a throwaway there for Drew Brees. That's good defense. That's good coverage. And if the defense does that, you're going to get good plays. So again, good play there. Good play there on first down. Stop the pass. Then now I'm going to show you guys the zone play. This is probably the one place where the Lions struggle the most defensively. In my opinion, this is where the Lions are at their worst defensively. And I was concerned about the quick pitch. This is almost the same thing, just giving it to the running back. It's these inside stretch or outside stretch runs, okay? These stretch runs just have destroyed the Lions, and especially in this game, because you're going to be pulling all these offensive linemen, and you're trying to let the running back, be able to see a gap, find the gap, and hit the hole and burst right through it, right? That's what the running back wants to do, and that's what you're setting up here. You're getting downfield blocks, you're getting upfield blocks, you're getting linemen to take on linebackers, and it should open up some lanes, and obviously he's got 2 options right here. This is just really bad in general. It's a pretty big gain there for Latavius Murray. It was a good tackle by Jones. Kind of just a mess here. Now, how do you stop this? Oh, the last example I think is the best example. How do you stop this play? There's a couple ways that teams go about it. One way teams go about it sometimes is they will go out there and they'll run some sort of stunts, right? They'll put stunts, because if you put a stunt here, what you're going to get is these offensive linemen going downfield. Usually someone's going to get unblocked. So you run a stunt, and hopefully that unblocked player is able to get back there and make a play. If you put a lineman over the A gap, to help take that away, because again, the interior offensive linemen are going upfield to make blocks. Sometimes you put the lineman inside the A gap. But for the Detroit Lions, they're playing it, I guess you could say, static, where they're not necessarily doing stunts. What the Lions need to do is one thing. They need to be aggressive. You have to be aggressive here as a defense on these plays. Now, it's hard. I know it is, because it could be a play action, which makes it difficult. But you have to be aggressive, especially the back end guys, to come up, make a tackle. And not only that, you need to have great gap integrity, okay? What that means is that the gaps need to be filled the right way. So you need to basically create a wall. You need to basically create a wall with this defensive line. The Lions don't do a great job here. You can see the double team block is what they want. They get him ran to the ground. Then you're going to see our guy Christian Jones gets kind of caught up there. They make the cutback, and the cutback's what's killed us because the cutback every time is there, and I'm going to kind of show why. I think here Romeo is maybe a little bit too far outside. Romeo's not able to shed this block, so look, by the time they tackle me, he's 7 yards down the field. There's multiple examples. We're going to go through this, okay? Here's another example of, again, another stretch run, but it's usually the cutback that kills us. So right here, you can see he's eyeing it, boom, cutback, he's got a big gain. And this one wasn't too bad. You can see that, hey, they're filling their gaps. All right, this is how you want it because if you try to split between those gaps, the lineman should be able to reach out and make the tackle. They fill their gaps. The problem here is Jelani Tavai. You know, he's got to kind of stay here and be aware of this because obviously he can go through the hole. But he gets so inside that he gets stuck on this lineman. He can't get that close because because yes, you want to be aggressive, and I think you got to be more aggressive back end. It's tough, but he gets so close that he actually gets stuck, and he's not able to get off the lineman in time, and he gets through this hole. Also, when I say be aggressive, when I'm talking about the back end, Amani Oruwariye. Watch Amani on this play. To me, Amani was not being aggressive enough on this. He was way too soft. Right here, boom. Amani, you got to go in there right down. You know it's a run. The dude's holding the football. Watch how he plays this. He plays it kind of containing it. Like, I get it, okay? I get it. You're trying to contain it to the inside, but that doesn't work very well. So it's really tough. And then here's another one. We got 4 examples of this. Again, they're going to pull you to one side. He's going to make that cutback lane. This one, to me, personally, I'm watching this one. One thing you always have to watch for is the edge, right? The edge. Are they able to set the edge? Lions do a good job here. Romeo's kind of got the edge set. There's nothing there, but he cuts back. Look, there's literally no one here, right? I think this was somewhat of a miscommunication. Look at Tracy Walker, okay? I don't know what he's saying here. So what happens is Trey Flowers dips out, but he contains so far out that when he tries to get back, he's not even in the play anymore. I feel like he needs to be more aggressive, get inside there, because Tracy Walker was already on top. You can see Tracy Walker ends up being the guy to cover the tight end anyways. Here's the one example where the Lions do good stopping it. And this is on their good drives getting defensively. Here's what the Lions do. Look at the wall they create. There's a wall created. Okay, good gap awareness. You know, you're right there, so every gap is filled. And then you have Tracy Walker, ultra aggressive. He's going to dive down. He's going to fill the gap, and there's no chance for a cutback here. And the reason there's no chance for a cutback is because, look, great gap awareness. And then Tracy Walker's going to be aggressive enough where, you know, he's going to get in there and make the play, help make the play. Deshaun Hand does a good job. And you have Shelton on the outside. One duo I loved in this game, and I think it's not on this play, but one duo I did love was Danny Shelton and John Pennicini on the field at the same time. That was great for run defense. I think we're going to see that even more. So that time it does work. And that's the one place where the Lions seem to struggle defensively, and that's where they need to improve. All right, I think we're getting back here to their first scoring drive, so hopefully there's no confusion there. You can see a little run inside. This one's interesting because, you know, you have Trey Flowers here on the inside. Personally, this should be a holding, I believe. You know, again, this is kind of players just making plays, shedding blocks. A lot of it is shedding blocks. You know, you have to be able to get off the blocker. Trey Flowers, their $90 million man, doesn't really get off the blocker here, so he gets his arm out. I think that could be holding, but again, he's not able to do it. It gets a couple of yards, and they get more than, you know, what they would have got. Actually, I think that was a third down. That was a third down play. If Trey Flowers makes that tackle, we get off the field. All right, so here we go. We're back at it. Drew Brees going to take a shot. It's a one-on-one shot here, and he's beat. It's a man-to-man shot. Like, this is not, you know, anything crazy. The Lions maybe get a little bit of a push inside. They bring 4, but it's early down, so it's tough to bring pressure like that. And you got a one-on-one out here. Emmanuel Sanders against Amani. Amani gets beat. I think Amani technically got benched at one point in this game, but Amani gets beat there one-on-one. You know, it's going to happen in games. It does. But again, this is kind of what Deron Harmon's saying, players need to make plays. That's a player versus player, right? It's player versus player situation. You're not always going to be able to double team everybody. That's player versus player, and our player got beat on that play. Here we go. We're going to see an end around. And this is where, again, I think maybe coaching. Maybe you got to coach better. You got to kind of discipline this. But this is personally what I see here is the gaps, right? You have 2 guys. You have 2 secondary players here. They're going to take away this gap. Darryl Roberts, to me, the problem here is Darryl Roberts shoots through this too. So you have 3 guys filling in this gap, and there's no one through this hole. So when he fakes there, they get 3 through. And instead of having someone there, you know, Darryl Roberts could have just, if Darryl Roberts is aggressive, like Darryl Roberts can probably run through this hole, you know, that one hole that's actually open, while the 2 guys sit on the other side. And you know, you're probably going to hold that to way less, because if he shoots through now, seeing that the 2 defenders are here, if he shoots through now, then you probably make that play. But obviously, you know, he's not able to. I get it. You're trying to contain once again, but still, it's one of those times where I think the defense maybe just needs to be a little bit more aggressive. And hopefully that comes with time as they gel together and they learn each other. Because I think some of it is, you know, trust. It's trust in where your teammate's going to be. And I think that's what takes time when you have a lot of new pieces, is that you're trying to get everybody to gel. But those are certain plays. Darryl Roberts, the new guy here, where I feel like they need to gel. Here comes back the cutback. We saw that earlier. I just wanted to put them all in one. That way I can show you guys the differences. But there's the cutback. What was this one? This one was quick. Wow, that was super quick. I didn't even see the play. There's the cutback. And I think that was just run inside. Good tackle by Shelton. Shelton was all over, especially early in the game. Then they go to Taysom Hill. Shelton just sheds the block, makes another tackle. You bring him another third down. It's a great job. Danny Shelton was good. They end up scoring on that drive. But Danny Shelton was really good. We're back at it here. Now, this is where you're going to see a player making a play. So Trey Flowers, right? They try to get it back to the outside. Watch Trey Flowers this time. The difference between this and some of the other outside runs is this time Trey Flowers sheds his block and you force a loss, right? That's what it is about. It's about your players sometimes just playing better. It's about your players sometimes just making the plays. And that's what you see there. And then, you see here, he steps up in the pocket and Amani jumps on the route. This is like one of those drives where you see the Lions players step up. You got Trey Flowers stepping up, and then you got Amani. There's no difference here. It's just this time you won the one-on-ones. They try to do a little stunt in the inside. They maybe get a little pressure here by Trey Flowers, and then Amani jumps her out. They called it interception. Was an interception. So that's good. Now we're going to look at these drives where the Lions actually got stops. That one was a stop. Here's another stop. And the reason I want to show you the first drive where they allowed a touchdown first is like, hey, look, some of it's discipline, whatever it may be. Players not make plays. Now look at these ones where the Lions do get stops. Watch the difference in these plays. You got Deshaun Hand with the great push. Again, we kind of you got Deshaun Hand with a great push, and this is another really good example of covering up the cutback lane. So you have Trey Flowers now containing Trey Flowers more in the inside now, which is good. But you see Deshaun Hand gets pushed, John Pennicini inside. Hand really destroys this play, and then you have the linebacker who comes in. He's aggressive, and then Trey Flowers is back there. Pennicini does a great job of containing when he tries to cut back and make something out of nothing. There's nothing there. Great job. I mean, that's just the players filling their responsibility and making the play. That's what we need to see more consistently, and that's why sometimes they do get stops. It's like, where did that come from? Sometimes they don't, because they're inconsistent with making the plays. They just need to be more consistent as players. Then you get a long situation here where you have Jamie Collins, great coverage down the field. And no, we were good. But you can see it's good coverage everywhere, right? Nothing's open downfield. Lions have very good coverage. It's man-to-man. They only bring 4. But you can see there's nothing open, right? Lions are doing very good in coverage here. It forces Breeze to take his dump down, and it's incomplete pass, right? You got Jamie on your running back. That's what you want. You're good with having Jamie on your running back. Breeze wants to take a shot. It's not there, so he has to dump it down. It's a good job. Now here's the sack, where everybody's like, oh, where's the sacks, right? Hallelujah, Lions finally got a sack. Well, it's exactly what Trey Flowers said at the beginning. This is the sack that Trey Flowers said at the beginning. You have now in a third long situation because you made a good run stop on first down. Again, along 1 yard per play in the fourth quarter on first down, you get a good coverage second play. And now all of a sudden, Lions don't blitz, but what they do is they run their stunts. They're able to get linebackers on linemen, and the linebacker just blows right by him. And this is where your sack takes place. Like, oh, where was that all the game? Well, it's because now you have a situation where the Lions can put their guys in that spot, and they can get pressure on the quarterback. It's all about Reggie Ragland here. So again, Reggie Ragland on an offensive lineman, and he just blows right by him. There's nothing you can do about that. It doesn't take a blitz. It's because there's a huge speed difference between a linebacker in his 2-point stance and an interior offensive lineman, or even in this case, a tackle. Just blows right by him. That's where you get your sacks. It's third and long. That's where the Lions need to get, is all about first down. And if their players can step up and make plays and not be out muscled and out pushed on early downs, the Lions have a chance to get off the field, right? That's where you have opportunities. And they even had opportunities the first time we watched them score. They just couldn't finish off the third downs. Okay, they were allowed 10 out of 14 third down conversions. Reason that's so high is because it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and it sets up missed tackles by Desmond Trufant. Missed things that makes it 3rd and just a little bit closer, a little too close. Here we go. Lions get another stop on this drive. Good coverage downfield. Nothing there. They dump it off, right? You have your guy, Jamie Collins, I believe, who's underneath. He sits over it, and that's exactly what you want. Again, this is what you want. If you cover well downfield, which is what the Lions really focused on bringing in. If you cover well downfield, you can make these plays. Then we see a run inside. Look at that defense. Look at the defense collapse here. All right? You're going to see Danny Shelton. Trey Flowers takes on a double team. And off of the edge, all right, we didn't see this earlier. We had Romeo Okwara, who was getting blocked by a tight end. Watch Reggie Ragland. Swerves the first guy, says, get off me, Taysom Hill, and explodes the play. That's what our players need to do. Make plays. Who was the guy that told us, we just got to go out there and play ball? That's Reggie Ragland. And right there, he went out and played ball. All right? So that's a big stop. Again, now you're setting up situations where you can get pressure. The Lions get a little bit of pressure here. You can see off his back foot. You'll see it again because they're in a third and long. You get linebackers on the inside, and it's man-to-man defense. This is where the Lions need to get off the field. But you gave yourself a chance to get the ball back because you had good first 2 downs. Now you have Jeffrey Okudah one-on-one. You just have to make this play. And we'll see for another angle. He was, oh my gosh, he was half an inch away from knocking this down. But that would have been 3 straight drive stops getting off the field. We'll see it again here. But you can see, what can the Lions do because it's third and long? Oh, that's right. They can put linebackers inside. Again, Reggie Ragland's inside. You have Jamie Collins inside. Even if they don't all come, here comes Reggie Ragland off the edge. You got some speed here. Trey Flowers, kind of diving in because they're setting up a stunt. And watch this pressure. Watch this pressure. Boom. Nearly gets his hand hit as he throws. It would have been great, man. It would have been great if he would. He would probably have lost it. You can see his hit. just missed it here. And look how close Okuda is. Look at his hand. He should knock this down. Just misses the football. I mean, he just missed the ball. And all of a sudden, boom, it's a first down. And then they get the next first down. The game is over. So again, you can see when they get stops, it's all about early downs. I don't make this stuff up, man. This is just what it is. It's what Trey Flowers said, and now it's what I'm saying. Here again, let's see another drive. All right, let's see another drive here. Look at this coverage. Good coverage by Okuda. Good thing they didn't call a flag here, but good coverage. Incomplete. You know, he had nowhere to go with it. He threw it away. All right, here we go. Outside play. This is what Okuda was drafted for because he can tackle. Watch this play by Okuda. Boom. Nothing there. 3rd and 9. Great job. And now you're setting up a 3rd and long situation where, once again, the Lions have the ability to potentially get some pressure. Now, they do get pressure, but that goes wrong because Trey Flowers, hits his foot and they get a flag here. But they do get a push. Look at the push inside. The stunt set up. You get a little bit of a push. But here's the problem. Desmond Trufant beat. Everybody else is doing their job. Desmond Trufant beat 1-on-1. Boom. That's the first down. And then we get the flag because he tripped up the quarterback. Very next time they go at him again. Trufant 1-on-1. Beat. Touchdown. It's like, You just got to make plays to a point. Like I said, the zone run, things like that, those are coaching. Some of this is coaching because you need to recognize that, hey, this player has a bad matchup. I think Trufant had a bad matchup here. He was on a fast receiver, and if the hamstring at all was dealing with problems, they didn't say if it was the same or not. I don't know if we still know that or not, but he was dealing with hamstring problems. If this guy wasn't completely healthy, or he was just just burnt, basically, that's where the Lions need to get him off the field, and they did later. He went down kind of with injury. I don't think he even came back, but you can see he just got all ran. That's where Okuda, kind of has to be, and that's where Okuda comes in later. And I think we're going to see the zone here once again. You can see the good stop there by the Lions defense to shut down the zone. And like you can see the potential when they get stops. It's all about the players, making stops, making plays, shedding blocks, gap awareness, just making the tackle at the end of the day. Don't let the play get longer than it has to be. Here's a run inside by Latavius Murray. Watch him dive through this hole. This is too big of a gain. This shouldn't have been this big game. Christian Jones is stuck. Jamie Collins gets caught here behind the lineman. Because I don't know what Jamie Collins is doing here, to be honest with you. But you get the blocking upfield. Collins gets stuck right here because he's waiting. But here, I feel like maybe Collins has to be more aggressive. Because look, you get Will Harris in the box. Will Harris is doing his job. Will Harris is aggressive, right? Will Harris attacks. There's no room for him to attack here. And you get a good edge set because watch, the lineman has to come inside. So you have this gap set and you have your edge set. The problem is Collins waits too long. And all of a sudden, he's not in there to attack the gap and take that away. I think it's about gelling, to be honest with you. I think the Lions need to gel, and they need to trust each other. And hopefully we see that when they have 2 weeks off to practice. Here they're going to take a shot. And again, you're in position to get it. Darrell Roberts just a tad bit too shallow to knock this down. If he's maybe a yard back, he hits that. And then you see Amani down here. He slips and falls, so he can't get in the play to cover his zone. So that's where you give up a big play here. Watch those. And then now we get a screen. Watch this one. All right, watch this screen. So he's going to cut back inside. Watch how many tackles he misses. 1, 2. Your defensive lineman 3. Like, you have to make tackles. And these are discipline things that are going to come back to Matt Patricia unless their team can fix it here. Just getting completely out-muscled. Now, look, Danny Shelton kind of got caught on his back foot, kind of got caught leaning back, but he hit him, and that's why he got out-muscled. But out-muscled, that's 6 yards. It should have been 2, right? You hit him for gaining 2, he gained 6. Here we go again. The stretch run, we already looked at that one. So, look, it's both. And this is all going to come back to Matt Patricia if the Lions don't find success and they're not able to get off these early downs. Because it should. Everything's going to come back to our coach. This one is just, it's not good, honestly, by Jelani Tavai. Jelani Tavai is engaged with the lineman here. His job is to set the edge. Will Harris, he's taking away this gap. So if he's taking away this gap, Tavai needs to get outside. Tavai needs to get outside because he's taking away this gap already. But Tavai doesn't. He takes too long. And all he can do is get an arm on him. And then Will's already inside, so he's not going to catch up. This is one of those plays where, hey, look, if you see Will here, or if Will's supposed to be there, and you're told, hey, Will's going to fill this gap, then you have to have trust. Okay, he's going to fill that gap. I need to get some outside leverage. I don't have to completely stand out there, but I got to get some leverage to contain him, force him back in. However, he's straight up with him, and Tavai's not the fastest, most explosive athlete, so all you can do is get a hand on him. It's a first down. Those are the problems. I think it's a lot of trust. I think it's a lot of gelling that the Lions need to improve upon. Here we go. We get a 1-on-1 end zone. This is Will Harris. Honestly, not bad coverage. It got caught. That's kind of tough. But I think that's what it is, man. Like Harmon and Trey Flowers said, the Lions need to figure this out, though, because this will come back to Matt Patricia as it should, as the head coach, as the leader. This will and should come back to him. And he won't last if it doesn't fit, if they don't figure this out. They got 2 weeks to go out there and just let it all loose. Trust each other, play together, believe in one another, and go play your responsibility and be more aggressive, right? Be more confident in yourself. Go make the play. Bring it next time, right? Don't let them come to you. You bring it to their doorstep. That's what the Lions need to do defensively, and that's what I took away from this one. Let me know your thoughts, comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'm out. Are you kidding me right now? I had to put my helmet on for this one. Are you kidding? Look at this. Look at all these members. What? Yo, hey, shout out to all the members, man. Look how many All-Pro members there are. Like, literally, it's the whole screen, dog. This is crazy. The patrons, of course, the Hall of Fame members, man. Y'all got the gold color. It's kind of yellow, but it's supposed to be gold. Shout out to all the members, man. If you want to be a part of this, all you got to do is join the channel. But there are perks that come with it. Stay locked in the community tab if you are a member, because that's where a lot of information comes out. I appreciate all of you. What?